back, and it's back with a bang. Just 14 weeks since that incredible last day survival in the sun at Home Park. We're ready to do it all over again. Hillsborough, the location, and the Green Army are there en masse. Two sides who were looking over their shoulders for much of last season will be having different aspirations this time around. Sheffield Wednesday have the momentum from a good end to last season, whilst Argyle are entering a new era, an era with a footballing legend at the helm. Hello, good afternoon. I am Charlie Price, and we are back. Another 10 months of full-on, fun-filled football is coming your way, and Argyle TV is the place to be. We'll have 46 live Sky Bet Championship commentaries coming your way, plus more, of course. You won't miss a moment with us. And as you can see, the sun is shining in Plymouth. I hope the sun is shining wherever you are watching as well. And there is nothing quite like the start of a new season, is there? And this year, after all the drama of the 12 months just gone, Argyle are looking to build. Well, pre-season done, 6 new players brought in, and a lot of optimism around Home Park is building. And as I said, Argyle TV is the place to be. You can follow today's game live with us right here. We are just under half an hour away from kickoff. You can get your audio match passes online for just £2.50. And depending on where you are in the world, you can stream the game in full for just a tenner. All of the details of where you can watch from and how you can get your passes can be found on our website right now. That's pafc.co.uk. Right, I'm absolutely delighted to say that to kick us off for a brand new season is a stalwart of Argyle TV coverage over the last couple of seasons. It is, of course, former Argyle and Premier League defender Mark Edworthy. Mark, it's come around quickly, hasn't it?
Yeah, we're here again, Charlie, and good afternoon to everybody watching, and obviously at Hillsborough, cheering the Green Army on this afternoon. Yeah, it comes around quickly, doesn't it? Exciting time. We kept our championship status last season, which was fantastic. That nail-biting game against Hull, the last game of the season. And obviously Sheffield Wednesday, the team we're playing this afternoon, remarkably, what a turnaround they had there. Did a fantastic job to keep their status. And we go again, Charlie. Here we are. Start it all over again. Really looking forward to it. A new manager at the helm as well. I don't think he needs no introduction. Mr. Wayne Rooney, amazing player, footballing career. Amazing at obviously United, England. The list goes on, and now he's obviously wants to get into management and make a real name for himself in management. Yeah,
we'll hear from Wayne Rooney in just a minute. We'll also head into the Sheffield Wednesday camp as well and hear from their young manager or head coach Danny Rohl. Plus, of course, we'll have all of the team news, which is the important stuff. So let's take a look at the first 11 chosen by Wayne Rooney as head coach of Plymouth Argyle. Lots to kind of go at here. You mentioned the 6 signings. 5 of them start in this game. And you'll see there as well that Michael Cooper not involved. Connor Hazard given the nod in goal instead of him. Those debutants, incidentally, Nathaniel Ogbeta, Victor Paulson, Ibrahim Sissoko and Mohamed Tijani all start. Darko Jabi as well is in there. But of course he did play for Argyle last season. So lots of talking points, Mark, there, isn't there?
Yeah, certainly is. Very interesting to think, 5 of the new signings are starting today. Obviously Gabby from Leeds, we know him well from last season, did superbly well in midfield, a young man who really made that position his own really towards the end of the season. So he's come back. I think we're delighted to see him back. But yeah, very interesting for the manager to make his mark, to add those new signings. Obviously we can't really sort of see how they've played much in pre-season. That's just part of the preparation and the fitness side of it. Time will tell with the game this afternoon. This is where the real business end of it starts, and it'll be interesting to see how they start. Yeah,
2 of those debutants, Mohamed Tijani and Ibrahim Sissoko, were 2 of the exciting ones brought in. They're in on loan. Both attacking players have both scored in pre-season. Talk about Sissoko first. He kind of offers that opposite to Morgan Whittaker. Will play on the left-hand side, tricky customer. It'll be interesting to see how he goes in English football, of course, won't it? Because he's not played it before.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's always I'm not so much a risk because obviously they've done their homework and they've looked at their credibility and they come from a good source. But the Championship is a tough campaign, as we know, week in, week out. It's such a difficult game. It's very unpredictable. And, it'll be a good test from today at Sheffield Wednesday. Hillsborough's a fantastic place to play. It'll be a great introduction for them. And obviously it takes time to settle into the area. It takes time to settle into the league. And I think they'll do that. But very, very interesting to see how they get on and looking forward to it.
The other one is Mohamed Tijani, who's got the nod, you'd argue, him or Bundu over Ryan Hardy, who is a top scorer in pre-season. But again, young Nigerian forward, absolutely giant. 6'4" and about 4 foot wide as well. He physically should be able to handle the Championship, you'd think, wouldn't you?
Well, I think for starters, all our signings, they are big, strong athletes, aren't they? So for and against corners, that's going to be mouth-watering for sure, especially the attacking ones. But yeah, big and strong, and that's what you need in this campaign for sure. You need athletes, you need that good mixture of maturity and youth. And I think I'm looking forward to seeing them play. As I said, you can't really judge them or test them in pre-season. It's part of their fitness program. All the homework's been done through the agents and obviously the scouting on that side of it. So Rooney knows what he's on about and what sort of players he's looking for and what he wants to build up this football club. So I'm really looking forward to this afternoon's game.
Just a very quick one on Michael Cooper, not involved today. Wayne Rooney said in his press that there'd been bids for both him and Morgan Whittaker, which the club didn't think good enough. But speculation around them, we probably all thought that was going to be the case. He's not involved today. Obviously, Morgan Whittaker is. Is that a good thing to maybe just bring him out of the firing line potentially because of the speculation around?
Yeah, I think it's pretty unsettling to be honest to start this season. I think Coops will want to play. Top professional, and he's going to get clubs interested purely because of his performances. Outstanding campaign he had before the injury, then he came back from the injury, and I think the scouts and the clubs were looking to see he was going to get back to his best. He certainly did that. So not playing today, what does that say to the fans? What does that say to the players? There's obviously still interest. Is that because they want to keep him injury free? I think we can only just time will tell on that side of it.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see. Connor Hazard given the nod. And Cornell Such, incidentally, the other new signing on the bench for Argyle today. Let's have a look at the Wednesday side then as well. Danny Rohl has also been pretty active in the transfer market. 10 signings brought in by the German there. Again, like Argyle, 4/5 of them in the starting lineup. James Beadle was here before. He starts in goal. But then you've got the likes of Jan Valery, Max Lowe, Jamal Lowe, and Ingelson in central midfield as well. It'll be just as interesting, Mark, I imagine, seeing these guys play because of how they ended last season. They were in that relegation fight with Argyle, but they finished it very differently. And they seem to have gone out and had a really positive
They certainly have. 10 new signings speaks for itself. Obviously, there's players coming in and obviously players going out. That's normally the routine. But the finish they had, I think we look back at the stats where they have 3 out of 39 points the start of the season.
Yeah.
They were so far off at 13 points off the relegation pace at some stage in the season. He went in and did a fantastic job. And the likes of Bannon re-signing, Max Lower, who I know from Derby days, and obviously good friends of Whittaker, they'll know each other really well. So that'll be an interesting battle today if they face each other, providing Morgan, switches sides, which he normally does. He likes to float around. And they will hope they don't have the start they did last season. I think the way they finished, it just shows by 10 new signings. The manager signed a new long-term contract. So they certainly mean business.
Yeah. Their new multi-million-pound signing, Ike Ugbo, is not involved today. That was probably thought. He hasn't had much kind of pre-season training with Troyes before he joined Sheffield Wednesday in the week. No Nathaniel Chalabar either. But they're the calibre of signings that are being made. You mentioned Max Lowe. He's played at the Championship a lot. Played in the Premier League as well, with Derby, Sheffield United. Jamal Lowe, similarly, has played Premier League. He's played Championship. Nathaniel Chalabar has played for England. Played in the Championship a lot. He was there with Sheffield Wednesday, with West Brom last season. These are signings that are known to the league, know the league, and are probably, you'd argue, gonna just come in and fit in.
Yeah, I think he's got experience in there as well. What I mean by that is players who have played at this level. Some have played in the Premier League. Bannon's a fantastic signing for me. He starts today, I believe, which is incredible. And he does dictate play from midfield, doesn't he? His brain is always active, and with players around him now, a lot of youth around him, a lot of quality around him, he can still dictate from midfield, so that's something that Argyle could look out for. They've signed him, so it just goes to show that he's still fit. He still has that quality because they wouldn't have signed him. But yeah, the calibre of players they have, I don't expect them to be hanging around the relegation zone this season.
Tough one for Argyle to start off with, of course. But Wayne Rooney is, as mentioned, the new man at the helm for Argyle. He's gone around his business pretty relaxed, pretty happily, but today is the biggest test. So how is he feeling ahead of his first competitive game in charge of Plymouth Argyle?
Really exciting. This week, the last week before the season starts, is always a difficult week because you have decisions to make on your starting lineup, on which players are going to be on the bench, which players won't travel. So it's always a difficult week from that point of view, but a very exciting week. Working tactically with the team, how we want to play, how we want to take the ball, how we want to press, is everything we've been working on this week, and looking forward now to putting that into practice on Sunday.
Yeah, it is. It's like feeling real again now, isn't it? Do you sense that from the players too, actually, that it's coming close to?
Yeah, from everyone. I think, even as you said about the stadium, little bits getting done to the stadium, and you're starting to see now the goals going in here at the stadium. You're seeing little bits of progression happening. So yeah, we're getting there. Not long now before the first game, and it's always exciting. The new start of a season is exciting. So hopefully we can start it off in a positive way.
How crucial is that to start it off in a positive way?
Yeah, no, it's important in any season that you get your first win as quick as you can, and you're always hoping that's on the first game of the season. So yeah, it's important, of course, and if you start well, it puts you in a good frame of mind, puts you in a good place to obviously go into the next game. If you don't, and then you end up chasing that first win, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
You as well, obviously, it being your first league game in charge of Argyle too, probably heightens that kind of feeling a little bit more.
Yeah, it does, and as you said, there's the pre-season games, the good games for fitness and various bits of tactical elements you're looking at from them games, but now we're into the results. It's the results are important. Of course, you want to play well, you want to stick to your game plan, but sometimes as well you need to find a way to win at times, which we will have to in points this season. So now it becomes this is what we're all here for.
What are you most looking forward to on Sunday, Wayne?
Just the match day feeling again. I think obviously you're having pre-season, but that match day feeling, that anticipation of the game, and hopefully coming away with 3 points. I think if we can do that, then we'll be in a good place.
Wayne Rooney there talking to us earlier in the week. Mark, what have you made of his arrival so far since he's been in? What have you made of him?
I think it's great for the city, great for the football club. We were talking then just about when he actually started at Derby County. He came out as a player and then obviously went into that coaching role. And I must admit, did a fantastic job at Derby. It was very difficult times. They were administration. He had no money to spend. He couldn't bring players in, and used a lot of the youth players, and was really unlucky not to sort of keep their status. So I think that was a great apprenticeship for Wayne. And then obviously with DC and then Birmingham. I think he was unlucky at DC. He left them in a good position, and Birmingham was always going to be difficult with the departure of Eustace. So having him here is a great coup for the football club. I think he's stated that he wants to really do well here and really set his manager career alive like he did in his playing days.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, isn't it? It's because he has had experience at other clubs and he has been in at other clubs. This is kind of a big one for him, isn't it? This is one he will want to get right, and of course we want him to get right.
Of course, yeah, and I think that the good thing about it is he started from the beginning here, hasn't he?
Yeah.
What I mean by that is he's had a pre-season, he's had opportunity to bring his own players in. He's met the players from day one. He hasn't come in after a pre-season. He hasn't come in after the managers bought a number of players, and he's left with them to build around that. So he's the opportunity to bring his own players in. He's had a good pre-season. He's picking the team. He's setting up how he wants to play, and I think now he can be judged on that, which he wants to be.
What if I were to ask you what you think a Wayne Rooney side will look like? And I know it's really difficult to say when you've not been around, but like, what do you maybe expect, kind of knowing him, seeing him at Derby, obviously the type of player he was as well?
I just think he won a hard-working team, aggressive. He was so aggressive, wasn't he? He won a United. That attitude was, they'd go to the Fergie time, 90-plus minutes, and I think that's what he wants from his players. As long as they show that energy, that integrity, and that belief, and wear the shirt with pride. He did wherever he played, and he gave everything for any team he played for, and I think he'll want that, instill that in his players.
Yeah, it could be an exciting time for sure. In the opposite dugout is a coach that has impressed everyone since he arrived at Hillsborough last October. If the championship table actually kind of started, the season started from when Danny Rohl took over to when it ended, Sheffield Wednesday would have finished 9th, which is pretty remarkable given their start. And he's hoping that his side can improve even more this time around.
Oh, no, I think at the moment, we are really well. We trained well today, yesterday. Yeah, you feel it. My players are also excited for the new season. Yeah, we worked very hard in the last 5.5 weeks. A lot of games, a lot of training sessions, a lot of topics, a lot of meetings. And now you feel, we are ready for the new season. I think it's a good feeling. We have no injuries at the moment. It's really great. Also, big thank you to my medical staff and the performance team, to manage the load very well. Yeah, that's a good point. It's always a difficult one as a manager when everybody is available, but it's a nice one. I think it makes more sense. Focus to the first game, and from this point we can go forward. And of course, I know, if you take points from the first game, then you create again a self-confidence, a belief, the positive energy you transfer to the next game, and this is our job.
Is it going to be tough waiting till Sunday afternoon to get underway and watching everyone else go first?
Yeah, you feel it during the week now. Yeah, you feel that everybody wants to play now. Yeah, a preseason is nice. Friendly games against strong opponents, it's nice. But now you want to start. Yeah, this is you feel it in your body, you feel it in the mindset, you feel it on the pitch. Everybody is sharp. Yeah, now we want to start, and this is what we are waiting for, and hopefully it comes soon on Sunday, and we are ready on this, and hopefully we have a good atmosphere in the stadium. I really missed this atmosphere in the stadium in the last 3 months. The last game at home was against West Brom. I think it was outstanding atmosphere in the stadium from our massive fans, and I'm really looking forward to this game.
Just some thoughts finally from me, Danny, on Plymouth and Wayne Rooney and the challenge that you're going to face this weekend.
Yeah, again, I think it's a little bit a different pre-season. We played nearly against just first division teams. They played a mix from League 1, League 2 teams. A pre-season is always a pre-season. You not really knowing what happens. Of course, you look to the opponent. I think when Rooney will also try to bring this style of football in. Yeah, and then we will see where we are, and I think this is the normal start into a season. Everybody wants to try, everybody is looking for a good start in the season, and this is our challenge. But when I see how we improve from week to week now, how strong we are in nearly every phase of the game, what I saw on the training today and the last couple of days, I'm positive, and we should bring our intensity on the pitch with our stadium behind us, and if you do this, then we have a good chance.
Danny Rohl there speaking ahead of this afternoon's game, and he's been so impressive, hasn't he, since he's been in charge there, Mark? He
certainly has, and that's why they've given him a long-term contract. I think when you're 13 points off safety and you turn it around at a club like Hillsborough, massive support. The demand at that football club is incredible, and as we said, rightly so, a number of other clubs were interested in him. Yeah. So he showed his commitment. I think the club have done superbly well to keep him, and he's just going to grow in confidence. And we just heard him there. They're ready to start the campaign. He'll be interesting to see how far they can go this season and what position they can end up in.
I suppose it'll be slightly different for him though, because he came in, like you said, so far adrift at the bottom when he took over. The only way was up, really. Now there is a bit of expectation on Sheffield Wednesday, certainly from their supporters, to do something this season. So it's just a different thing for him.
I think it's same for both managers. Obviously Rooney here as well, isn't it? When you come in from the opening day and you bring your own players in, you have your pre-season with the players, you have the opportunities to watch them and then see which positions certain players are going to play well in, and how that's going to develop over the season. Then it's a fair judgment of both managers. Yeah. I think when they do come in and a number of players have already been signed and you're dealing with players that perhaps don't fit in your system, then it becomes difficult for the manager. But be interested to see how both managers gets on, and obviously we're rooting to Rooney to do a successful campaign this season for us.
So I spoke to one of the Sheffield Wednesday journalists in the week, and one of the things he was saying was there's real positivity, but in pre-season they only scored in 2 matches out of 6. They only scored 4 goals. 2 of them were against a non-league side. So that was his one area of concern, that there might not be goals in the team. We mentioned some of the players that have come in, but if that's the only thing they're worried about, it's not the most horrific place to be at. No, considering they've got quality.
I suppose if you're conceding a number of goals and not scoring, but yeah, of course you want to be creative, and goals are going to win you games. But pre-season is always difficult to judge players and managers on. This is the business end now. This is where it starts. Every team wants to get off with a good start. We've seen, obviously, with some of the results yesterday, we talked about number of goals and shocks. But is it a shock on day one? 46 games over the campaign is a long, long time. Lots of twists and turns. But any club wants their team to start well.
They do indeed. And we are getting closer to finding out whether Argyle will start well. Simon Hallett there watching on just the final preparations before kickoff, which is just over 5 minutes away. Mark mentioned some of the results yesterday. There are just 2 more matches to be played in this first round of Sky Bet Championship games. We are one of them. Luton take on Burnley tomorrow night. But let's just have a look at some of the games that kind of kicked off this crazy start to a championship season that took place yesterday. Real eye-catching ones at the Cassam Stadium and at Elland Road. 2 of the promoted sides, Oxford and Portsmouth, in action there. Oxford getting a 2-0 win over Norwich. I mean, talk about settling into the league, Mark. That's incredible, isn't it?
It certainly is, but wins like that early on in the season will count later on in the season. So it's a great start for them. And we said about the Leeds game, it's some high-scoring games yesterday, but the Oxford game against Norwich, no one's seen that coming. That certainly messed up a lot of pools yesterday.
It definitely did. And the Leeds game, Pompey coming up seconds away from winning that 3-2 up with about a minute of injury time to go, and then Leeds get the equaliser. Similarly, really difficult place to go. So to get away with a point on opening weekend is great for Portsmouth. So plenty of interesting results yesterday, but we are getting closer to finding out how Argyle will begin their new season. Commentary coming up very, very shortly. If you haven't got your match pass yet, go and get it. £2.50 for your audio match pass. pafc.co.uk. Just click on the Argyle TV tab. But it is time to start our season. Drew Savage and David Norris, the BBC Radio Devon commentary team, are standing by at Hillsborough to take you through all of the action. It's about to start. Argyle away at Sheffield Wednesday.